Get it now. Pop it out. Pop it out. There you go. All day. I'm going to tell you right now before you see it, UCLA going to win the NCAA championship, and you think I'm playing. Lonzo should be number one because he's the only player in the draft that can make everybody else around him better. He's better than Steph Curry to me. LaVar is exploiting his kids. What the hell do you think UCLA is doing? We gonna get $1 billion. Trust and believe that. I've told my boys this. Somebody gotta be better than Michael Jordan. Why not you? And Michael Jordan too light in the tail. He needs help to guard me. You can't guard me no one-on-one. Barkley don't want to see me. He's too big. He better stay behind them TNT and eat them donuts. I've always been the same. It's just y'all follow me with cameras now. Let's go!
All I gotta say is it's about damn time you came to First Take. LaVar Ball in the house, thank you so much for being here with us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I want to start with you on the comments about LeBron's son not living up to expectations, and you didn't back down on those comments. Were you surprised at how upset he was?
No, because like I said, anytime you talk about somebody's kids, people get real touchy. Okay, that was my opinion on what I felt about it. Somebody asked me a question about that. I just didn't come out and say, well, you know what? I think my boys are going to be better than LeBron James boys. I don't care what he does with his family. Let him do what he going to do. But for him to say he warned me and keep words out of my mouth, you talking to the wrong dude. I'm going to say whatever I want to say, and ain't nobody going to do nothing. Come do something.
You don't think it was too personal, though?
It wasn't personal. I didn't say his kid was like, oh, man, he sucks. He's not going to be that. I was just saying, show me a superstar athlete that had a son that was better than him. Or I'm talking about a superstar. I ain't talking about no regular player.
Usually doesn't work that way.
It never
Usually
works that way.
Bobby Bonds is the dad, and Barry Bonds is the kid, Ken Griffey Sr., all-stars are the dad, and the superstar is the kid. But in this case, so I understand where you're coming from, and I've defended you a lot on TV recently.
Yes,
I like
you, Max.
Thank you. I like the fact that you have a big imagination, and you don't put limits on your kids.
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden that they've gotten there, now everyone's criticizing you somehow. They got there somehow. It's not like they did it all by themselves. So I've been defending you. But in this case, if someone asks you a question about someone else's kids, isn't the right thing to say, whether or not you have a point, that the kid has a lot of potential? In other words, you say nice things about the other guy's kid who's still a kid.
I said, I'm not even worried about the boy's 12 years old.
Right.
Who knows what he's going to do? Make me...
But shouldn't somewhere there be how you're rooting for him? Because he's a 12-year-old kid. He will hear these quotes.
I'm not rooting for him. I don't know him. So I'm not rooting for him. Let his daddy root for him. I root for my son. You root for your son.
Sure. Why are those two things mutually exclusive?
His son is out there, my son is out there. People going to either talk good or bad about him.
But your son is about to go into the NBA, might win a national championship. Knock wood, I picked him
he's going to win a national championship.
And his kid is 12 years old.
Yes, that's why I really don't care about his kid. He got to worry about his own kid. Now, if I say something about your kid, it was my opinion. That's not saying that my word is the final word, but my word is the final word in my family.
But this is the kind of thing where people will say, okay, I hear this from people and I argue with them. Yeah, we'll give him credit. He does have a big imagination. He did get his kid to a certain place. But he's wrapped up in himself to the point where he doesn't have the perspective that, hey, that's a 12-year-old kid. Maybe say something nice or not at all.
Well, I'm always going to say something, whether it be nice or mean. You can take it how you want it. Now, if you're touchy and you take it in a bad way, that's on you. It's in a good way that, hey, make him better than you. And you know what? When he is better than you or whatever, I don't care.
This guy's a trip.
Y'all finished? Y'all finished? Mr. Ball, good seeing you, man. You know, your sons look phenomenal. Lonzo looks like he's going to be special. And nobody's up here questioning you in terms of what you've done as a father. That's not to be questioned. It's admirable. But I would ask you this question. We heard the comments about Jordan one day. We heard Barkley another day. You know, I get your point about LeBron and the kids and all of that stuff, even though I agree with LeBron to some degree. But my question to you would be, what do you say when people like myself and others listen to your comments and we say, that doesn't seem to be about your kids. It seems to be about you. That your sons, Lonzo is spectacular, and LeAngelo and LaMelo, they're going to be spectacular, it appears. But it appears to be more about you than about them. And you're not thinking about that. and how that could potentially have a negative effect on them. What do you say to that?
It's not going to be a negative effect because I feel that everybody has their own opinion. What I mean by that is I don't have to make it about me. Those are my boys. So the thing is, if everybody's looking at Lonzo play, don't worry about me. I'm not even on the court. But they say, the guy tells me, he says, man, you know what? You're bigger than your son's playing. That's because you're watching the wrong thing. Now, negativity sells. Nobody don't want to hear all this good stuff.
No, that's accurate.
So Lonzo good as heck, but I got the big mouth. So everybody want to quiet me up. But guess what? It ain't gonna happen. And they saying I'm making it about me. I don't have to have it. It don't have to be about me. I got everything I want. I'm going to generate this wealth around my boys where he won't be in that 70% where you say, oh, them kids are broke. I'm not doing this for me. I got everything I want. So I'm doing this specifically for my boys. I'm going to build this empire, and guess what? Folks don't like that.
I'm not mad at that, but I'm not letting you get away with that. And here's what I mean.
Talk to me.
You know, probably just as well, if not better than I do, that because of your mouth and because you're going to speak your mind and because you're going to say what you're going to say, even if you're right, you know what people are going to target. They're going to target your boys. And I'm not talking about just basketball, because when I spoke on First Take, the thing that I have a concern about, they're still kids. And as a result, your son could be totally innocent of anything. We live in a world of social media. Everybody got a camera. They're going to lie. They're going to speculate. They're going to put out stuff. It could be anything. And your sons could end up being harmed because somebody is targeting you because they don't like your mouth. What do you say to that?
What I say, that's why you lift weights. You want to harm me? Go ahead. But like I said, it's just
not talking about they ain't gonna come at you like, but they're not gonna come at you like that.
Yes, they ain't gonna come at me like that. And this is what I tell my boy. Right. Whatever I say is what I say. Two things that's going on right here. I know what my boy's about, and he knows what I'm about, and we ain't scared of nothing. So if you want to come at me or my boys, we will be prepared. So I'm not worried about that. My son know how I am.
I'm saying you don't. But I'm not talking about. I mean, obviously the media. I'm just saying. I'm talking about blogosphere. People in the street. You don't worry about any of that.
Heck no.
I'm literally talking about people I'm talking about people lying. I'm talking about people trying to set your sons up. Yes. I'm talking about people trying to do anything. You don't worry about that.
No, because I know what my son's about. I know what I'm about. So if people come in here and say, "Oh, LaVar's this, LaVar's that," my boy know what I'm about. So you can say what you want. It's always going to be people. It's just like people used to say, I'm big, and they. Oh, LaVar's this, LaVar's that. You can say whatever I am, just don't touch me.
So just to be clear, your attitude is you're marketing your sons. This is what you do. This is how you are. You're not going to make sure they're one of the 70%, which is the number you just threw out there. Right. This is what it is, and you're going to be unapologetic about that.
I ain't apologizing about nothing. I don't live that way. I don't have to apologize about nothing because I don't do nothing I regret.
Okay. All right. Now let's go to something you should regret.
You know what?
You going to beat Michael Jordan? You taking one-on-one? Really?
Michael Jordan?
I'm just saying, you would take Michael Jordan one-on-one.
Like I told you,
you know better than that.
No, you know better than that.
Gentlemen, neither of you listen. Let's take a timeout.
You take a timeout.
You
got some questions.
Who said timeout? I don't even know what timeout is.
You're going to learn to take.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got some more questions. All right, we need to get started.
Can I get a word in here?
You will.
Can I get a word in?
Just getting started here. Also coming up, LaVar, you're sticking around. Appreciate it. And guess what? Even though the shows won't have a live audience, you can come out a meet and greet with Stephen A. Max and I this Friday, March 24th. Now, to find out the location before anyone else, you have to follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages. Meanwhile, with us now, a face you have become very familiar with. One, LaVar Ball. Stephen A., you were starting to ask about MJ.
Yeah, I got this. Listen. I ain't going to get on that. I'm not going to be like everybody else and talk about, what you did or didn't do when you went college. Forget all of that. Right. What I'm asking you is a simple question. We talk about the GOAT here, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, and you running your mouth talking about you going to beat him one-on-one. Why would you say something so blasphemous?
In my heyday, he would need help.
Really?
He's too small. His name is big, and y'all like, it was a 5-on-5 game, he good. One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Will you stop it? Don't
Never
apologize
lost
on TV.
one-on-one.
That don't make any sense. listen.
Can't nobody beat me in heyday one-on-one.
Why you saying stuff
took
like
you the
that?
distance one-on-one.
That's exactly. You look like you were tired.
Hey, let me ask you this like I tell him.
That's why you smiling right
Did
now.
I win or lose? Did I win or lose?
Right.
All I care about is the W. I don't
You
care
were
how I
tired
get
from
it.
dancing, and you talking about you gonna beat Michael Jordan?
Michael
how you gonna
Jordan.
do that?
How you gonna beat me?
You know what? It's good.
I gotta hear how you gonna beat me.
Pick your poison.
How's he gonna beat me?
Why are you saying stuff like
Tell
this?
me how's he gonna beat me.
Why are you doing this? Why are you?
Tell me.
Is this another marketing tool of yours?
Check this out.
What?
Everybody used to say who's the best, Michael Jordan or
Who did you
LeBron.
think was the best?
They
Who did
said,
you think
who's
was the best?
Kobe or LeBron?
Who did you think was the best?
Guess what the story is now?
Who did you-
Who's better, LaVar or Michael
Ain't
Jordan?
nobody think about no damn LaVar.
Yes, they are. Look at you. Who we talking
Nobody
about?
think about no LaVar.
Me and
LaVar? Are you good? Lonzo, yes. Not LaVar.
Lonzo don't want to see me. I'm too big, too strong. One-on-one?
You know what? I'm gonna
5 on 5, he
I'm
great.
The blasphemy coming out of your mouth. I'm
You're not ready for this.
You were on record talking about put your son on the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
And put Steph Curry on UCLA.
Yes.
And your son would explain how
Right
your son
now.
would be better.
You're saying that right now.
Right now.
Now.
That is-
UCLA wouldn't be where they at. Steph Curry gonna shoot him out the game. He ain't rebounding and passing that ball.
Shoot him out the game?
Shoot him out the
Shoot him
game.
out the game.
Out
Not
the game.
in the game.
Soon as
Out
they
the
double
game.
him up, he gonna lose that ball. He too little. Now you put Lonzo on there with all them athletes and running and gunning.
Hold on,
guess
hold on.
what?
Your son is that much bigger than Steph Curry?
He bigger than Steph. Cause Steph Curry what? 6'2"?
Steph Curry about 6'3".
Okay,
Long
I'll
arms.
let him be 6'4". He's still shorter than my boy. Long arms? Can he jump? Can he run? Not like my boy. Let me tell you something.
Oh
if you
my
take
God.
Steph Curry,
something is wrong with you.
yes,
Sir.
I'll
It
tell you
doesn't make
what's
any
wrong
sense.
with you. I keep talking to you. Max, next.
You go ahead. You go ahead and talk to
I
Max.
gotta talk to Max. This
You
is
go
my
ahead and
guy
talk to
right
Max.
here.
All right, well,
I don't even understand you right now. This is
This is the
insane.
criticism.
Talk to him, Max.
This is the criticism, actually, that I hear about you when I'm defending you.
Yes.
Because I'll say, look, lots of athletes had big mouths, including Muhammad Ali, for example, but he backed it up. And the point is, from Stephen A. and others, yes, but that was Ali. It's not Ali's daddy talking. It's
Right.
not, those are the checks that Ali had. Ali wrote the checks. He had to cash them himself. You're writing checks your boy has to cash.
Oh, no, my boys ain't even got to touch them checks. I'll write them myself. Don't worry.
How? Nobody.
Easy.
What? I'm sorry. Do you play
Who's up
UCLA?
here?
Are you
Me
gonna be
or Lonzo?
listen, you here, but you
Right.
ain't on the court tomorrow.
I don't have to be
by
on
the
the
way,
court.
By the
That's
way,
what I'm
you ain't
saying.
gonna be on the court tomorrow night to help your son either.
You know what?
Okay? You ain't gonna be there to help.
better
him
be there to help
when he
Kentucky.
when he goes to the
You better be there
NBA
to
next
help
year,
Kentucky.
you ain't gonna be in the NBA court to help
I'll
your
be
son
sitting in
either.
the seat watching.
LaVar, does anyone in the family ever go to you? Anyone?
Go to me and say
Cousin, uncle, one of your boys, wife, anybody, and
Yes.
say, look, I get it. This is the way it's always been, but maybe ease up a little bit.
Oh,
or does any of your
man.
boys go to your dad? Come on, man.
Yes.
They do?
Yeah, they come up to me and say, hey, Dad, how's this act? You the greatest of all time. And we're going to follow you if you're wrong.
Do they?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Keep on moving.
It's always that same tune.
See, white folks, they kids can come and say, Dad, you know what? I think I've had a bad day.
Oh, no.
Brothers, wait, how you have a bad day and all you're doing is eating and playing ball and studying? You'll never have a bad day till you get out there on your own and bring the rent in or something.
So you've never heard maybe
Never.
ease up a little bit
Ease
from
up.
anyone in the family?
If they said ease up, they got to go.
You know what
How's
it
that?
is? You know what it is? I figured you out.
You ain't figured me
I
out.
figured you out, LaVar. See, LaVar Ball, somewhere along the way, plotted and planned all of this, and you're a marketing whiz. This is what you're doing, because you know good and damn well you have no business mentioning your name in the same breath as Michael Jordan. You know your son at this point ain't on Steph Curry's level. You know too much about basketball.
Why he not on his level? You said so?
Not yet.
You want them to play
Not yet.
one-on-one?
Excuse me? Let me ask you a question. Would your son get money playing one-on-one? No, he's going to play 5-on-5.
Exactly.
So we're talking about him.
We're talking about
All right, then.
5-on-5.
So if you're talking about 5-on-5,
Yes.
if you're talking about marketing your son
Yes.
and making money because your son is so great, then I don't want to hear one-on-one
You know what
coming
I
out of
should
your
do?
mouth.
I should
One-on-one
bag
coming
up
out of your
and
mouth.
let everybody else make the money off my son. And when they finish, give them back to me.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad
I'll tell
at
you
that.
what.
Hold on, I'm not mad about
Ain't
that.
nobody going to make what I'm the one who made Lonzo. You know why? Because I picked a beautiful wife to make him. Had it all planned out from day one.
Well, I can't argue
You
that.
can't argue.
I mean,
Them are my boys.
I'm not going to argue that. But at the same time, you're not concerned that, again, forget this off-court stuff now, because I already brought that up. That's far more serious, and I appreciate your
Right.
answers with that. But on the basketball court, on a lighter level, you have put a spotlight on your sons.
He put his own spotlight on them.
No. He's a bad boy. But the point is that he's a bad boy. There's no question. But Daddy elevating him the way that you do. You cutting checks. Your son's gonna have to cash his max.
Cutting no checks. Y'all the one trying to cash these checks.
LaVar, does it ever seem to you like everyone's outraged by a lot of people who kind of aren't in on it with you, are outraged by what you're doing? But are you outraged at all, like, by the reaction to this, in the sense that here you are, you raise your family a certain way with certain plans, let everyone raise their kids the way they do, I'll raise my kids, and we'll see how it all shakes out. And now that it's shaking out, everyone's shaking their finger at you. Now you have to start doing things differently.
Yes.
Does that outrage you at all?
Outrage me no, not at one point. I'm going to get me some donuts after this. I'm going to take me a hell of a nap. It ain't going to bother me at all.
Sounds like a good life to me.
Yes.
LaVar, we're out here in L.A. What impact would Lonzo have on the Lakers? Because they clearly need some help.
Man, Lonzo had that same impact Magic had.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do.
You know why I say that?
It was Jordan, and then it was Barkley, and then it was Curry, and now it's Magic. Now it's
well,
Magic.
You from the East Coast, you don't want that.
Anybody else want to know about that?
Stephen A. Magic is running the Lakers, and if Lonzo is available, you better believe he's going to pick him.
Wow. That's not the point, Max. Don't change the narrative. This man just opened his mouth. And with these sorry Lakers that we've been subjected to watching in recent memory, this man said, get Lonzo Ball and watch. It's going to be the same as Magic. This is what you said on national television.
Twice. It'll be better than that.
Tell the truth.
How's that?
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me two questions.
Let me ask you a question. If that's the case, LaVar, when you talk about this money that you're going to get for your sons, why is everything about it being up front as opposed to your sons getting on the court and showing everybody they're going to be worth $1 billion?
Hey, who cares, man? Everybody want to be a millionaire.
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about your kid. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. You want the money up front. You want the money up front.
Right here.
You want the money up front.
It's going to cost some more.
You want the money up front. Because you don't know.
You know why? Because we ain't running the same route everybody else. I'm about to shake some heads right here, boy. We're going to set a ripple effect. Trust and believe that. When it all happens, I know what you're going to say, Stephen A. I'm going to invite you to the house and make you some pancakes with strawberries, and you're going to say, this is the best cook I've ever seen in my life.
I'll take that up.
I know you will.
I'll show up for the pancakes with the strawberries.
I
know, but you know why you there? With the strawberries.
All you're going to hear is one song.
I will do that.
I don't know how LaVar did this.
Oh, Lord.
But he is the greatest. It's going to be beautiful. Trust me.
I think you met your match, Stephen A.
I don't have anything to say. I mean,
we better hope that.
Well, first of all, we
better hope he's as good as Magic, because then we get this act for the next 15 years.
Well, first of all, I'm not rooting against his sons. That's number one. Number two, I do appreciate the job that you have done as a black man with your children, and I thank you for that. Third, and more importantly, I really, really hope that they're everything you say they are. I'm concerned that your mouth might get in their way, though. I'm concerned.
I'm concerned. All that. Because check this out. While my son is over there whooping that tail, all y'all worried about what the big baller gonna say next.
No, we ain't gonna worry about that.
Oh, yes, you are.
If your son's backing it up, we don't have to worry about it.
I don't care about him backing it up if he's not. He ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody around here. He proving it to himself. Like I always told him, don't play for me, your mama, or anybody around you. If you want to be the best player ever,
do it
for you.
I got a question.
You told them, don't worry about you.
Babies.
You told them, don't worry about you.
Since they was babies.
You told them, don't worry about you.
Don't worry about me.
Ignore Daddy, LaVar?
Yes.
Really?
You're lying. Ignoring me.
You're lying. You know good and well they have to worry about you all the time.
I lead them. All he got to do is listen.
You ain't push him. You just let him.
Never push him. That's resistance.
Whatever.
I lead.
I'm scared of what would have happened today if they didn't play basketball based on
his philosophy is perfectly consistent.
Stop it.
You might disagree with him.
Stop it.
Can y'all be quiet so I can hear this lady talk?
Thank you.
Now he running the show.
You mentioned Magic Johnson, but who do you really compare Lonzo to as a player, if anybody in the league right now, in terms of his game?
Nobody. Because Lonzo takes a little bit of everybody. Like I told him.
Or even who does he take a little bit of?
I said, Lonzo was Magic with a jump shot. What I mean by that is everybody wants to play with him. Mm-hmm. The winning, the running, the long passes. Because, they try to compare him to Jason Kidd. But if you look at it, he's more like Penny Hardaway. Mm-hmm. Size, length, style. But
That's not the greatest example in the world.
Yeah,
I love Penny.
Penny in his prime was a bad boy.
Wait a minute. Penny's skill set was big time.
Right.
But Penny in big moments against the monsters
We never
of the
said
game.
about big moments, though.
Well, that's what you're talking about.
He's got a big moment tomorrow.
Hey,
you talking
big
about
moment.
something
It's the same moment for him all the time. Like I told Zoe and all my boys,
big moments always.
It's entertainment. That's all basketball is. Instead of going to the movies, guess what? Go watch the ball boys play.
Damn it, you worked.
Tomorrow.
You worked.
In Memphis,
you worked.
but you
I
won't
will
be
not
there.
miss Lonzo. But I will be watching him tomorrow night.
Okay.
Ooh,
I like him more now than I did before he showed up on the set. I already liked him.
He better show up tomorrow night. Don't let me. I'm gonna be looking for you.
You won't have to look for me.
You better show up tomorrow night. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll find you.
Ooh.
I have to go on the East Coast and look for you because they know who you are.
All right. Okay. I know they know me.
Yes.
I know they know me. All right. Okay.
Hey, you know what LA stand for, right?
What?
LaVar's awesome.
Oh, gosh.
Now you know where you're at.
Not Lonzo?
Lonzo's
Or LaMelo?
Yeah, all of
How did you get away with all those names, by the way?
Oh,
How'd you
man,
get them
because
past your wife?
I love those L's. But see, when you're in a neighborhood of Chino Hills and you mixed, it's easier for me to pick them up from school. When you find out, say, hey, that boy's name is LaMelo. Ain't no white kid's named LaMelo. Or
I got it, man.
Angelo.
I got it. We got to go.
We got to go, but I'm coming back to you.
I'm
Well,
not
if your
hard
name
to
is
find.
LaMelo, you better ball.
I'm not hard to
Better ball.
find.
Yes.
Give it up for LaVar Ball. We appreciate it. Looking forward to that game tomorrow.